Hello guys, I hope your day is going well so far. Now listen, a lot of the people that watch these types of videos tend to be young, impressionable, 16, 17, 18, 19, and they're just starting to get into training, weightlifting, bodybuilding, dieting, and there's so much information out there and they have absolutely no idea, what's good, what's bad, what do I do for this? I'm hearing so many different things from hundreds of different YouTube accounts. I'm here to clear it all up for you guys. I was in exactly the same position when I was that age, which wasn't that long ago. And I was getting all the wrong information and I was worrying about things that just aren't important. So I'm gonna give you a crash course. So when you've done this video, your diet will be absolutely perfect. And it's fucking simple as well. A good diet is a simple diet, okay? Let's start with the basics, okay? Number one, seed oils belong nowhere near your body. Get rid of seed oils from your diet. A seed oil is a refined oil that comes from seeds. It undergoes a really dangerous, really unnatural refining process that they use to extract what little oil there is from the seeds. They then bleach it, deodorize it, chemicalize it, if that's even a word, and then they mix it together, put it under extreme heat, which makes it unstable and dangerous, and then they pump it into your food, and it's in almost everything, okay? It's arguably one of the biggest causes of cancer, of obesity, of type 2 diabetes, and mental health problems as well. So cut seed oils from your diet. How do you do that? Number one, I want you to stop cooking with the shit, okay? I want you to take any sunflower oil, vegetable oil, safflower, canola, soybean, rapeseed, grapeseed, palm oil, anything you see like that in your kitchen, okay? I want you to do me a favor, take that shit and throw it straight in the bin. Number two, cut out processed foods, okay? The seed oils are everywhere in all processed foods. McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, middle aisles at the grocery store, at the supermarket, almost all contain seed oils. Packaged food, microwave food, ready meals, any bullshit like this, vegan meats, vegan alternatives, almond milk, oat milk, soy milk, all of them, they all contain seed oils. If you're in doubt, check the back of the packet, read the ingredients, make sure it doesn't contain soybean, canola, rapeseed, any of the other seed oils. The only acceptable oils are avocado, coconut, or extra virgin olive oil. Those are the only oils that should be in there that you can consume. Okay? Be careful with things like butter as well, because butter shouldn't contain seed oils. They put it in there, in the spreadable butter. So avoid spreadable butter. Spreadable butter, for those of you who don't know, when you open the packet, it's got a lid. Okay, it's in a carton kind of material and it's got a lid and it's easier to spread. That's how they sell it to idiots. Okay, instead, buy butter like this. Okay, it comes in like a brick. Okay, it's hard when you hit it. It's solid pretty much in the fridge, so it's not spreadable. I know it's more of a nightmare, but put up with it. This is your health we're talking about. So that's the butter I want you to buy. Bread, okay, don't buy supermarket bread. If you have to buy bread, go to a baker. And ask the baker to make sure that it hasn't got any added seed oils. Ask them what's in it, they will know. Best case scenario, you should do what I do, which is bake your bread at home. Now I can't take personal credit for the actual baking process, but in this very kitchen in front of me is where all the bread I eat is made, and it has salt, water, yeast, and flour, the only 4 ingredients that bread should have. Okay, avoid pre-seasoned meat. If you do that, you're gonna cut seed oils almost completely out of your diet. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, stop obsessing over unimportant details, okay? I see so many people worrying about exactly how much fat has this butter got, how much fat has this yogurt got, how much protein is in this, how much salt, oh my God, sugar. Stop worrying about unimportant details. Unless you're on a vegan diet or a plant-based diet, you're probably eating enough protein. You don't need to obsess over it. Protein is not this God that we make it out to be. It's one of 3 macronutrients, one that is needed for muscle building, just as all the others are needed for muscle building and for general bodily functions, okay? If we're gonna be specific, I would say that fat is more important in your diet than protein. That's just my opinion. But the point is we need all 3, okay? And we need enough of all 3. That's why I don't like restrictive diets, calorie restriction. So make sure you're eating enough of all 3. A general way of doing it is if you're eating meat of some description every day, you're gonna be getting enough protein. Okay, if you're eating animal products with every meal, like you should be, you're going to be getting enough protein, you're going to be getting enough fat. And if you're eating, potatoes or fruit or pasta and rice, you're going to be eating enough carbohydrates. So you really don't need to panic about these little unimportant details. You don't need to count calories, okay? You don't need calorie tracking apps. All right, number 3, if we couldn't eat it 10,000 years ago, it's probably no good for you, okay? We're exactly the same genetically as we were back then. We have the exact same dietary requirements as we did back then. So naturally, if it was unavailable back then, it's probably bad for you today. Stick to foods that we could have eaten 10,000 years ago and you'll be okay. Another way of looking at it is this. There are 3 categories where your food, 3 sources where your food should come from. And if it doesn't come from one of these 3 sources, don't eat it. Okay? Number 1, an animal. We're talking about in the form of meat, in the form of milk, cheese, dairy, eggs, bones, skin, fat, organs, cheese, if I haven't said that already, yogurts, so on. Either meat or dairy, yeah? Number 2, did it come from a tree? And I mean fruit. Did you have to actually grab something and pull it off a tree to get it? Apples, pears, oranges, watermelon, mango, banana, berries, olives, nuts even. Did you actually have to take it off a tree? I'm not including on that salads, so like leafy greens. Leafy greens are very not that important. You can eat them if you want, they're not important, okay? They're very low density in terms of macro and micronutrients. Most of the nutrients they do contain aren't even readily available for the body. They're often sprayed with pesticides. They have a lot of stuff that you just don't need. They're just empty calories. You don't need greens, and really you shouldn't be eating them. I don't eat any leafy greens. Spinach, broccoli, kale, cress, rocket, celery, sprouts, cabbage, lettuce. You don't need any of it. It's really just not that good for you. The third and final category, okay, is was it pulled out of the ground? So we're talking about root vegetables. Potato, sweet potato, garlic, onion, parsnips, carrots, and so on. Squash, things of that nature. So those are your 3 categories. Animals, fruit, root vegetables. If it doesn't come from one of those 3 categories, it's probably no good for you. There are 2 exceptions to this, pasta and rice, but make sure that they're from a good source and they don't have any added shit in them. Okay? Done. Next one. Stop listening to salesmen, okay? Your favorite fitness influencers, all these guys that people fanboy over for some reason, Sam Sulek, David Lade, Greg Doucette, all of these other fucking guys. Listen, they are trying to sell you shit. They tell you you need supplements and you need protein shakes. Who's that skinny guy from Instagram that pisses me off? The skinny guy bulking, Jack's Fit, whatever his name is. I respect the grind, but come on. He's not even hit 10 stone yet, and he's already trying to sell us bullshit supplements like protein from myprotein.com, because you really need that, right? Ignore it all. You don't need supplements, my son. You don't need creatine. You don't need taking tablets. You don't need tren. You don't need steroids. You don't need SARMs. You don't need any of that bullshit, okay? Especially protein shakes, because that's the most widely used supplement that it's just so fucking bad for you. Just stay away from it, okay? Listen, I've been training consistently and dieting properly, let's say for 1 year. I built this body, which it's got quite a lot of fucking muscle on it, okay? And it's functional, I'm fit, fast, lean, aesthetic. I never took a protein shake, not even one sip, okay? And when I used to take protein shakes, back when I started lifting, I was getting no progress. I was feeling bloated. My skin was terrible. Guys, you don't need protein shakes. Eat eggs, eat meat, and you will have enough protein, okay? So stop letting these people fucking sell you shit, okay? You don't need training programs from these guys. You don't need supplements from these guys. You don't need to buy their books. You don't need to buy protein from MyProtein or any other protein store. You don't need any of it. You don't need pre-workout. You don't need post-workout. You don't need during workout. You don't need any of it, okay? This shit is not natural, and you're not meant to take it, okay? The only supplement I will recommend loosely, although I'm not recommending it, the only one that I say is acceptable is creatine monohydrate. That's the only one you can really see any benefit from that won't hurt you, creatine monohydrate. But again, I'm not going to recommend any brands because they're all the fucking same, unlike these influencers that are paid to do that. Another thing, buy whole ingredients, okay? If you open my fridge, you'll see it's whole foods. It's not packaged, pre-made stuff. It's not stuff that will go in the microwave, and it's stuff that if I left it out of the fridge, it would go bad. Okay, buy whole foods. Usually these are on the outside aisles of the grocery store, the supermarket. Those are the ones you want to go for. Whole foods. Don't buy prepackaged shit. Next thing, I'm going to give you some foods that I would consider to be superfoods. These are foods that you should be eating every single day that are going to give you the best for your buck in terms of nutrients and in terms of health, okay? In terms of muscle building, in terms of, it doesn't matter whether you're bulking, cutting, whatever you're doing, but this is the best food you can buy. Number 1, eggs. Don't waste your money getting the large size. The yolk is what's important, and the yolk is the same in the medium and the large, okay? Eggs. Most important food on the planet. Where are we? Whole milk. If you can get unpasteurized milk, even better. Okay? Pork belly, very good for you. Ground beef, absolutely exceptional for your health. Any organ meats, so liver, kidney, heart, go to a butcher. Seafood, so specifically seafood that came in a shell, so clams, mussels, oysters are the best for you. If you can get oysters and have them raw. And I'm going to do a more comprehensive list in the future, but this is just a last minute thing. And one bonus tip, this is something that you won't see on any other YouTube video. Listen closely, because this can be expensive, and any way you can save money, you should. What I want you to do is I want you to go to your local butcher. I want you to buy some things, and I want you to make yourself known. I want you to say hello to the butcher, shake his hand, ask him his name, ask him how he is. I want you to build a relationship with your local butcher, because these guys are going to be your best friend if you're going to start eating healthily and eating properly and building some muscle and building a healthy body. All right? Befriend your butcher, because I promise you right now, if you make friends with your butcher, every time you walk in there to buy something, even if it's eggs, even if it's something small, they're going to give you free shit. They're going to give you stuff at discounted prices. They're going to say to you, oh, we got some bone marrow left over, or we got some bones left over, we got some pork ribeye, we got some steaks, they're going to give you things, all right? Because they value good customers and they value nice people. So make a good relationship with your local butcher, and I promise you it will pay off. You should be a nice person anyway and make good relationships in life anyway, because that's going to benefit you more than anything. But just know that there is a personal gain in there for you if you make friends with your butcher, okay? Listen guys, I appreciate you watching the video. I really hope that the fitness journey goes well for you, and focus on what's important, ignore the bullshit, don't let people sell you stuff, and buy whole foods.